final test. Once you have realized there is nothing left. The dark night of the soul. These are the final tests that we go through prior to our ascension. You will go through this many times on your journey. You think maybe you just go through one, but you go through many. And each time, this is the gatekeeper before you level up. And if you're taking this journey, it's time to level up, and you're going to see these things. And each time that you go through these final trials, they're for a reason. Time after time, we don't understand the reason for the final trials, but it's all part of the process, and it allows us to ascend, because you're going to have to tap into something that is deep within you. That surface level is not going to cut it. There's a power in a phrase that I left a long time ago, and it comes once you have realized there is nothing left. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make it relevant for everyday life people. This is a pen and paper episode, so take out your pen and paper. It's a realization that you have, and it's done by design, okay? Pain, the trials, the tribulations, you're great transmuters. And we're able to transmute these situations, the pain that we feel, so that we could up level. It's kind of like God pulling on the arrow prior to launching. Okay, so you might feel this pullback, if you will, but that's God pulling back on the arrow prior to launch. The dark night of the soul. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You think it's easy to walk around with the crown, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. And you could ask, why these tests? Why am I going through the final test? No crown sits lightly upon an unprepared head. Abundance that is just thrust upon someone. If you do not face your demons, this crown will deteriorate. You go through final tests for your crown. If you do not face demons, the crown will corrode. If you don't face demons, the crown will corrode. When you ask yourself, why do I go through these final tests? Because your crown is supposed to be everlasting. And as we've discussed over time, that foundation needs to be set. And the foundation cannot be weak. And you cannot be weak. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. God gives final trials to ensure moral compass. That's why things aren't just given. And there's reasons for the final trial. There's reasons for these tests. And as you go through these tests, you are up-leveling and upgrading. You need to have things in your everyday life. It's literally the most important aspect of life in this illusionary matrix. Anything that's not part of your everyday life is just a story that you tell yourself. Deep, right? Anything that's not part of your everyday life is just a story that you tell yourself. God gives final and complete tests. The trials, the tribulations, they are purposeful tests. Purposeful tests, not random hardships. Over the course of our journey, I know a lot of people, that you're on the spiritual unicorn wagon. Okay, life is not going to be perfect, so we will come across, random hardships, little things. This didn't work out so great, not the biggest of deal. But the purposeful tests have synchronicities, and the synchronicities hit you where you're vulnerable, and the synchronicities of these purposeful tests will hit you in the sacred heart. These are purposeful tests to up-level you, and God is up-leveling you. So the trials, the tribulations, they are not random. And when you go forth with these things, you could say, well, again with this, or this is just, it just lines up specifically to who you are. They're going to be specific and unique to you. Every time on my journey, prior to me leveling up, I've dealt with trials and tribulations. You're refined. You feel the fire. You literally feel this inside of you. We could feel it today. We know the moment that we're all in. And you're marinating in the Holy Spirit fire, and it's purifying everything. And God is uplifting everything about you. The purposeful tests, when you realize there is nothing left, then something clicks deep within. Outlast the onslaught. And when you outlast the onslaught, when you sit there outlasting, you're learning through the tests, through the tribulations, and then you become the onslaught. They are specific and unique to you and who you are. Many people feel the dark night of the soul. It's not a one-shot thing. It is every time. It's every time you upgrade. If you have gone through multiple dark nights of the soul, you could let us know in the comments, write it on the chat. Hughes, I appreciate you. Super words of wisdom, Mike. Thanks for your guidances, important for all. I'm very grateful for you, Hughes. You might read about the dark night of the soul. You might say, I went through the dark night of the soul. It ain't no game, and it's part of the ascension journey. And you will get to that place. And it shakes you. You might hold on to something, you think, oh, it's so great. It could be a job. And then something rattles that job, and you realize there is nothing left here for me at this job. It's time to move on. Maybe there's an aspect of your way of life. You say, I can't continue living this way. I can't continue self-sabotaging myself. I can't continue living in fear. And you realize if I continue this way, there is nothing left. And it's deep, and there's intrinsic value to this feeling that you have, because your destiny will not be denied no matter what. Your moral compass is set, true north, your North Star, your target, you're locked and loaded. And these are the trials and tribulations that will say, is this person going to back off, or are they going to keep going? This is right there, right? See, this is right there. Are they going to keep going? You could write keep going in the chat, right? It's a very serious lesson, but I got to put in a laugh once in a while, right? The purposeful tests, the dark night of the soul, it's intense. It's painful. You go through pain. What's the reason? To verify you could sustain the new frequency. What's the reason? to verify that you could sustain the new frequency. You can't tell yourself stories. You need to be the stuff of legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Did you come here for the mundane? Did you come here to do the same thing? Or did you come here for greatness? The work that you do, did you come here for the greatest work of all? The love that you acquired, did you come here for the basic relationship? Or did you come here for the true love relationship? These are the trials. These are the tribulations that you have to go through. You got to feel the pain. You got to feel it deeply. Every great person, every great leader went through the trials, went through the tribulations. The dark night of the soul refines us in the fire, becomes stronger than you have ever been before. And it's not an easy path. My journey has been accelerated over the past few years. Now, I've shared with people, there was a 2-year span where I went through more chaos and dark nights of the soul than I've ever been in my entire life. Prior to that window of time, I've had dark nights of the soul. When I went through that, there was a very big phase in my life. You might be going through this phase. You might be going through the beginning part, or you might be going through the refining, finishing touches of this. Okay, please click the subscribe button if you're learning something new. Click the like button so people hear this. I'll say it again. Sometimes when we start our journey, you will have a dark night of the soul. Then you go through a major window of time. It's like a whole season of nonstop tribulations. And then you go through finishing touches. Where are you in your journey? You have to know this. And when you go through that big phase, you look at, it's like a sandwich. It's like a delicious sandwich. And you look at the beginning ones when you're in that massive chaos and you say, wow, those were nothing. This is a big deal. And then in the end, you reflect back to what you went through. And then you realize, this is nothing. I've been through so much worse. And that is the truth. Every single one of us go through these windows of time. And you might have gone through what is called Kensho for years. You don't even know what the other side looks like. You might have had glimpses of the other side. But there's only one thing that you could do, and that is to keep going. Write it down. Keep going. There's nothing you could do. You could never stop. You're driven. You're beyond motivated. You're driven. I can never back down. You're at the gates. You're at that frequency fence. We're right at the fence right now. Are you going to stop? Are you going to rip through that frequency fence? Because you've been through worse before. You've been through worse before. These are the trials and tribulations to refine you, to ensure that the moral compass will never go backwards. You will keep going with that moral compass no matter what. The things that we put out into the universe could be years ago. Eventually, they show up at our doorstep, and now we could say, wow, it's here. And you get so close to it. But what you're going through is nothing. It's nothing compared to what you've been through before. We've been to war before. And your high commander keeps going. And you'll find your place and you'll throw yourself into isolation. It's no big deal for you. It's no big deal because you've been through it, because you walk the walk and you could talk the talk and you'll be refined and you'll never be stopped. I told you this, and I'll say it as hundreds of years of me teaching. A man of principle cannot be moved. It hits you hard. The dark night of the soul, you feel like, oh man, I feel like I'm dying. How many of you can raise your hand if you feel this, right? You could feel like you're dying. But it's tapping in, you're clicking into something very deep. There is a desire that we have. You pay attention carefully to this exact message. It's forward motion that we feel in our heart. We want forward motion, not another spin around. I told you this, okay? The true timeline is that spiral, that Fibonacci spiral. And if you will constantly be in that loop until you could then move forward, and then you go out to an outer band of the loop. And that's the true time, not the straight line time. It is the spiral time. And each and every one of us in our soul, once you get to the gate, once you get to the frequency fence, you feel in your soul. It's your soul. It's the dark night of the soul. And you feel like you need to move forward. The forward motion and not another spin. How many times can you go around that spin? How many times can you get knocked down, light warriors, and get back up again? How many times? I could do this all day. How many times? That spiral. It's forward motion. That's the feeling that we have. When you feel like you try and you feel like, oh, I feel like I'm stuck in the sludge, then it's an overwhelming feeling. That's your, as Dr. Gabor says, your immune system. That's why you're getting angry. Your immune system is telling you there's something wrong. We got to live in truth. I got to go to truth. I got to go to my true passion, my true love, my true stuff, not the BS stuff. You click the like button, smash it, break your phone. Don't break your phone. If that's the truth, there's science behind this. When you live in truth, you will live in the meditative state. Your whole life changes. And there's different ways. You have to remember this. There's no guarantees in life. But the only thing that you're in control of is from within, not the external world. You're not in control. You're not in control of what goes on out there. But the process through the dark night of the soul, you have to dig deep inside of you, and you have to get this to resonate at a certain way, and then the external surroundings will match that frequency. This is the final tests to ensure that you can handle that new frequency. It's very powerful to wield the power of the universe in one physical body. You leave a comment down below if you understand this at a deep level. We're going so deep today. Yeah. You like when I go deep? Yeah. Stephen Anderson, thank you so much. We rise again 70 times 7. Thank you, Uncle Mike. I'm so grateful for that, Stephen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that energy too. How about everyone write 777 in the comments? If you're watching, write 777 in the chat, in the comments. Focus on that number. Because the rewards, it's the rewards that you've been waiting for. And your rewards, it doesn't need to be, I won the lotto. It's actually part of the lesson plan. Don't go anywhere, okay? You think that, I got to win the lotto. The money is worthless. When you feel this, when you know that true love is more important than the money that's in the bank, your true passion. You could do a job and you do this job and you feel safety and security in the job, and the money is always there, and all this money, but it doesn't feed your soul. And then you can maybe do a job and it makes you less money, but it's in alignment with your soul, and you've never worked a day in your life, and then you never work a day in your life because you're in alignment. It's alignment with your soul, your passion, everything that you do. I share about my wellness journey. I go to the gym. Some people say, oh, shucks, I have to go to the gym. It's no big deal to me. It's my passion. I get up and I go. I have to do it. I'm wired to do it. It's no big deal. When I come in front of all of you, I don't say, oh, geez, wow, I have to do another live stream. I'm passionate. It's no big deal to me. This is the life that we have to live. This is what we have to go through. We have to go through the dark night of the soul. You have to be refined in the fire. And then you see what the true is, because in the world, in the matrix world, you were told you got to do this, this, and this. And you're running off these subconscious programs. And those subconscious programs are not who you truthfully are. And you're having friends, and you're living a lifestyle, and you have these subconscious programs that are dictating everything that you do throughout the day. And one day once you realize there is nothing left, you will fight. It's a big one today. You adapt. Adaptation, evolution. Adaptation, evolution. You will never betray your essence. You will never betray your moral code. However, you will be able to adapt. Sometimes we're even set in our own way, and you have to know this. We get the deep lessons of the universe. Okay, we drop the deep truths on this channel. All right. You never back down. You never betray who your essence is. You are a soul's essence. That's who you are. You are able to adapt to certain things, but you will never betray your moral code. And when you use this as a compass, when you use this as your North Star. Arlene, I love you too. It's good to see Arlene. Everyone's in the chat today. I appreciate everyone being here. Could you kindly click the like button? We're live, so it gets others on this chat. We're blowing up. I appreciate that. The final test is for transformation. We all go through this. You have to get to that place, and it's not easy. So many people go through the dark night of the soul. You are chosen to beat it. You are chosen to go through it. You are refined by this fire, and you're able to do it. You don't back down from these tests. The final test of transformation is that you're worthy. You have to know this. You have to know that you're worthy. Each adversity that you have gone through has shaped you, has molded you. The resilience that you have, I can reflect on my life and the trials, the tribulations. Every test, every adversity was shaping me up to where I am today. And when more comes, then you have to go. You say, oh, geez, another one. And you can feel sorry for yourself, but you have to dig deep. And you're going to have to say to yourself, I've done this before. I'm a warrior, son, and I do it again. Depending on where you are in your life, and you're going to always kind of see that sandwich. And it's just, these are the seasons. You're going to get a little taste. You're going to have big ones. And then you're going to have the finishing final touches. So depending on where you are in your life, you have to know this. Save this video to your favorites. You can refer back to this video at any time. Depends on where you are. God works in seasons. Your ascension journey is in seasons. Some of the things that I went through in the past, at the time, they were such, oh my God, such a big, oh my God. They were such a big deal. And now they're nothing. And, you know, sometimes I'll hear someone like tell me their life story. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is nothing. But to them, it's a big deal. So please listen to the message. It depends on where you are in your everyday life. Within the 8 dimensions of wellness. Maybe you're, you know, not close to being, say, something for your job. You're just in the starting, you know, point. Or maybe, you know, whatever the aspect is, it depends on where you are. If you've identified, you're going to identify things with your soul. And your soul is going to feel it. And once you've identified it with your soul, you can't identify it with a rational mind. The rational mind, you're going to go for the money here, oh, this job. And then you are not in alignment with your core values. Oh, I'll just go for any relationship. And then when you do that, you're not in alignment with your core values. But the opportunities, remember the timeline. Remember the spiral. And we want to have that forward motion. But the trials, the tribulations, the trials that you were given is to ensure that you are able to wield the level of power that you are receiving. You are given the trials to ensure that you are capable of wielding the power that you are receiving. This is where we have to have, this is the mindset you have to have. It will never change. I've shared it years ago. I share it today. And you could all write it in the comment section today. Thousands of people. Once you have realized there is nothing left, you will fight. And it clicks. It's a deep click. You hold on, you hold on. But once you get to that place, that message will never change. It's one of my earlier messages. It never will change. Doesn't matter where you are in your life. You remember this message for the rest of your life. Once you have realized there is nothing left, you will fight. And that's how champions are born. Champions train, whiners complain. It's time to be kings and queens now. This is our final test. Are you ready? That's what the trials are for. That's what the dark night of the soul is for. Something deep, a deep activation clicks in once you achieve that. You say, I can't go back down that door no more. I can't live that way no more. And then it just clicks. I can't live this way no more. And then it clicks. And then you begin to move mountains. You will move everything. Yeah? You got to reach that place. You got to reach that place. And when you reach that place, everything changes in a flash. It's an inside job. And the pains that you have, they're for a reason. You take your time, you go through certain experiences, you handle it the way that you handle it. But you keep going towards that North Star. You can't have distractions. Nothing could be a distraction in your life. It's got to be love. It's got to be passion. It can't be a distraction. Well, how do you know, Uncle Mike? How do you know if something is good or maybe a distraction for you? How do you know this is for you and this is not for you? Well, Light Warrior, does that person, does that situation, does it make you a better version of yourself, or is it making you weaker? Even though it could be tough, you have to look to the basics and look at the situation. I could reflect on my journey, okay? If you've never seen my video on a quantum event, you should check it out. At first glance, you say, oh, this event, oh, it's this terrible thing. And in the future, you say, wow, thank God I had that event in my life because it leveled me up. Real human being, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Girlfriend doesn't eat meat like me, which is rare. Alcohol and cigarettes are an issue for my girlfriend. No one is perfect. Should I distance myself from her, or should I learn to accept our imperfections? Yeah, I have to go to your core values. Okay, you can't, and again, everyone's journey and relationship is different, but you really have to listen to your gut. I can never tell you what you need to do. You have to really listen to that gut, as I always shared. I mean, for me on my journey, this is just where I am in my life. I can't have someone that, is drinking alcohol all day long, smoking cigarettes all day long. That's just my journey. But you have to just do what calls you. Certain things are part of, for me, what I might tolerate. If you've never seen my video on creating boundaries with the universe, I have set boundaries. And you have to set these boundaries when you're in the wilderness, when you're alone. Okay, so you have to know your boundaries for anyone that's listening. And then you move forward. And no one's going to be exactly like you, but there is, certain things that are really going to lower you or drain you. Okay, and the people that you have in your life, they always want to uplift you. We always want to be uplifted on a daily basis, and I seek a vibe. That's what I actually look for. I seek a vibe in anything. The work, the people, the friends. You have to, nothing else matters. I was a science teacher. And I received this a couple times. It was in a card, and it said, we will not always remember what you taught us, but we will always remember how you made us feel. Never forget that either. That's what's important in life. Not the rational, not the, the things that you could measure. Oh, I got this grade on a test. And think about how our children are taught today. Remember, our society is judged by how they treat their most vulnerable. Please click the like button today. I appreciate that. It's a powerful message. When you go forward, you're a leader. It's how you make others feel is the most important. It's literally it's your frequency. That's why when you go out in the world, you go on social media, you have people that are terrifying others for clicks, clickbait, fear. It's more important to be the good shepherd. It's more important that you leave being empowered. Be empowered today. The true recognition will ultimately be in the Akashic records. I know a lot of people are waking up at this time. The energies are supporting it. And it is a tough experience to have. It's part of the heart chakra activation. And, some people think the heart chakra activation is, oh, I'm a superhero. But you might experience a deep pain from that heart chakra activation. It's the final test. Know this. I know a lot of you have been going through these phases, but it's always that final level up. It's always that pulling back on the bow to launch the arrow. And you might have realized that your life or something in your life was just an illusion. And then you sit with it, and then you start to physically move forward, changing, course directing. This is the way of the world. You're told about the world. You're told how to live your life. You're told by your friends that don't care about you. You're told by your family that's trying to stop you. You're told by your boss that's beating you down. You're told by these people. An illusion that's what it is? Oh, I didn't know that. Then you start to live that way. Anything that is not part of your everyday life, if it's not in your life, it is just a story that you're telling yourself. You say, oh, this is such a terrible thing. I'm so scared of this. It could be the most beautiful, greatest thing of your life. Or you could say, oh, this is such a great thing. Oh, this is a great person, and it's a piece of trash. You got to know these things. You got to know. Click it. Click the like for the truth. Okay? No, that's the truth. It's got to be in your everyday life. That's why we put an emphasis on this in the channel, because there's so many people, there's so many things out there that are fake. You're not even living in truth. It is the highest. It's the most high to live in truth. You got to live in truth. Grab that job. Grab that relationship. Grab it today and stop living a fake life. Recently, I did the video, don't allow opportunities to pass you by. You have to show the world you're worthy. You have to grab it. You have to be worthy, because people are sitting there thinking, I'm not worthy. You got to say, I am worthy. I'm worthy of the best, and I'm going to take the best, and I'm going to take it today. That's the mindset you have to have. Absolutely. Courage, JD and Grim. I appreciate you. It is. And that pressure, that's why you have that pullback. Okay, I've shared this before. I add weights in the gym. Okay, there's a thing that I do. I haven't done it in a while, so this is kind of reminding me I should incorporate it again. Okay, I have this weighted vest. Okay, so your high commander goes, boom, he does the pull-ups, right? So some of you have done pull-ups before. Okay, and you bang out the pull-ups. Okay, so what I do is I don't do this all the time as a sham, but I do have this vest that I put on. Okay, and the vest is got like 12 pounds on it. 12 pounds. And now I do the pull. But Uncle Mike, it's making it heavier for you. Why would you put it on? Because it's going to build my muscles stronger. And that's why the spiritual muscles, the things I share about, the way that I live, you add the weights, you press against the weights because it's going to make you stronger. Then when you take the weights off, you say, oh, wow, it's so much easier. That is the true ascension journey. It's a magical place. It's a difficult place to be in. But once you get there, once you have realized there is nothing left, you will fight. And so it is. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Comment this down below if you're going through any one of these Dark Night of the Soul upgrades. As I shared in the video, there's different stages in your life. And just know that this is the journey, and you could save this video because you will go through multiple times. Say, oh, I thought I went through this. And then you could compare. And you're going to have minor tests and major tests and finishing touches tests. All these tests, where's this? It's enough of these tests, right? But that's the way that it is. All right. So I appreciate that, Chaos 101. Yeah. It's time to be the stuff of legends. We're the stuff. If you are subscribed to this channel, if you're taking this journey, take the Our Everyday Lives challenge, show up every day and see where you are at the end of this year. We're the stuff of legends here. We're the stuff of legends. Do the different thing today. Break the cycle. Break through the frequency fence. I love you all. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Love you. I put up a brand new Facebook Reel and TikTok. We have Facebook, TikTok, Patreon. We got a brand new video on Patreon as well. Links are in the description. Connect on all the platforms. Share the videos. We have YouTube Shorts. Check out the YouTube Shorts. Check them all out. And I'm so grateful for all of your support, because this is a grassroots movement and it's an authentic community, and it goes through the community. So the liking, the sharing, the commenting, all that stuff, it's a great thing. So very grateful for all of you. Keep going, kid.